seen in the news on a regular basis, whether it's TV, if it's print, possibly it's coming through your social media feeds. But we have constantly been seeing that home equity has been a hot topic in real estate news lately. And, if you've been following along, you may have heard there's a growing number of homeowners with negative equity. But don't let, these headlines scare you. In truth, the headlines don't give you all the information. You really need to understand what's happening and at what scale. Let's break down one of the big equity stories you may be seeing in the news and what's actually taking place. That way you'll have the context you need to understand the big picture. Now, headlines tend to focus on short-term equity numbers, and they fail to convey the long-term view. One piece of news that keeps circulating focuses on the percentage of homes purchased in 2022 that are currently underwater. So first we need to define the term underwater, and it refers to a scenario where the homeowner owes more on the home than it's worth. They are in the red, we say. This was a huge issue when the housing market crashed in 2008, but it's much more significant today due to the home equity that homeowners do have leading up to 2022, and also a shortage in housing inventory. So the media coverage right now is based loosely on a report from Black Knight Inc. And the actual report from that source says this: of all the homes purchased with a mortgage in 2022, 8% are now at least marginally underwater, and nearly 40% have less than 10% equity stakes in their home. So Black Knight is specifically talking about homes bought in 2022, but the media often doesn't give you the time frame nor the context of this in the headlines. So let's look at the context of 2022 and unpack it a little bit. So first of all, in 2022, home price appreciation soared, and it reached a peak around March and April. And since then, we have seen deceleration, not necessarily depreciation, but deceleration of home pricing. So those that bought at the peak in March or April of 2022, or if someone in 2022 paid over market value more than the appraisal, possibly waived that appraisal and came out of pocket for any additional money, those buyers would be considered marginally underwater. And then, when we talk about the media, the term marginally is also not defined by the media in their coverage. So they kind of leave it to us to decide what marginally underwater could be. For me, that could be 0.5% or to 2%. For 25%. So when the media does not define what marginally is, it's to our advantage. So, what does this mean for those that purchased a home in 2022? Well, first of all, we have to remember that owning a home is a long-term investment, and the media is only focusing on the short term. Key fact to remember is the longer you stay in your home, the more equity you're going to gain. So if you've only been in your home a few months, chances are you have not gained significant equity in a few short months of time. But chances are you bought with a long-term vision in mind, and over time you should gain significant equity because inventory is predicted to remain low, and there's many buyers are venturing back out into the market, as we speak. As with everything in life, it's important to know the context of what is being said. True, if the context is the real estate market of March, April 2022, then chances are you're speaking about a small percentage of homeowners who are marginally in the red on their home. But if they stay in the home 5 to 7 years, chances are they will see positive equity when it's time to sell. So just to summarize this, the bottom line, the housing market has cooled this year. That's no secret. And some people are marginally underwater from a mid-2022 purchase, but there's still an imbalance between supply and demand. even though buyer demand has eased because of higher mortgage rates, there's still a deficit of homes for sale due to underbuilding over the past 15 years. And this simple economic concept. So, and once again, there's a ton of real estate news floating around out there. If you want the real scoop, contact myself, Chris Madrid, so you can understand the market of the moment, the market that you are in, because it's always local and it's always day to day pretty much. You can reach out to Amy and I at 469-369-0873 or Chris at 214-734-1531. Appreciate everyone joining, and we'll see you next week.